All right, guys. Sorry for being late today. Having some technical difficulties right now with Instagram, but I wanted to get started. All right. If you are new to me, my name is Tina Marie. I'm a mindset success coach for overwhelmed entrepreneurs. I help them clear the chaos of running a business and really simplify how to run their business the best way that works for them. This is a series that I'll be doing for the next month. And if it goes well and I get some great feedback, I will continue on with this series. But Tuesdays, we'll be sharing biz tips and strategies. And so if you're catching the replay, thank you again for watching the replay. Say hashtag replay so I can come and say hello. So today I'm going to share with you one of the biggest mistakes I've made in business. And I'm learning this as I'm doing it. And why I wanted to share why we need to have an email list. Now, I don't know if you remember a couple years ago or if you were even in business a couple years ago, but literally Facebook and Instagram shut down for like a full day. And it was like absolute chaos for a lot of business owners. Not a lot of business owners use social media, but a lot of them, especially in the online space, was using Instagram and Facebook as their way of meeting with their audience, whether they had a Facebook group or that's how they get leads and build leads. And they had no way of connecting with their audience. And just recently, with COVID and everything, Facebook has limited people working. And I got Facebook banned for posting on my own personal page. And for, I think, a week or two, I was banned for posting in any groups. And that was how I was cultivating relationships. And that's how I was building leads. Now, I was sitting on a gold mine with an email list, but I was not consistently emailing my list. And I want to share one of the biggest reasons why a lot of us don't use an email list or are afraid of having an email list is, what do we email our list? That is the first fear or myth, if you want to say. Excuse me, my throat is dry. So there's a lot of fear and uncertainty around having email lists, but I want to clear that up and ways that I am changing that now with my business and how I'm seeing some results with that. The thing with an email list, like your website, it is something that you own. So driving your people, whether you are cultivating leads on Instagram, whether you're cultivating leads in person, Facebook, whichever, you want to have your own email list because you own it. Hey girl, thanks for joining. Oh, let me make sure I can see comments here on Facebook and everywhere, YouTube. The reason why you want to have an email list is I was caught in like hot water with being in Facebook jail for a week. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? This is how I get leads. This is how I cultivate relationships. And I was sitting on an email list that I could have been cultivating relationships in. And the thing is, with email lists, we often overthink how to use them. And once I started to simplify and understand email lists and what to post, that's when things started getting simple for me. You don't have to post every single day or email your list every single day. But I'm going to talk about ways how you can build your email list and what to do with your email list once you have it. Because the big bonus about having an email list is you own it. Those are the people, and they're automatically warm leads. And if you don't know what a warm lead is or a cold lead is, a warm lead is someone who is interested in possibly your services or interested in what you do and could possibly become a customer or client. They're more likely to buy from you. Good morning, Pam. They're more likely to buy from you than you just, if you ever heard of cold calling, just getting a list of people, random people, and calling them or reaching out to people, whether they may or may not be your ideal client or they may or may not be interested in buying from you. You're more likely to get a sale from a warm lead. So that's another reason why you want to have an email list, and you want to be cultivating your relationships with your email list. And how I slacked on this for years and how you guys can change this. The thing is, when people opt into your newsletter or are interested in the newsletter, they're interested in what you have to teach them, what you have to sell to them, and what you have to share. And it doesn't have to be rocket science in what you email them. At bare basics, this is what I started implementing about 6 months ago. And then I fell off. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be completely transparent. I fell off. But I saw some results from that, and I end up booking some consult calls, some sales calls, and booking clients from it. And I need to get back and being consistent. So top things that you could use your email list is email them a newsletter, maybe a weekly newsletter. If that's too much, do a bi-weekly newsletter. And I'm going to make it simple with a template. Share what you are working on or about to launch. So this like one first section is that, or feature a product that you are testing out or as one of your most popular products or services. If you're in the services industry, share something that's going on in your business currently. What are you working on, as a little bit of teaser, and also keeping your audience engaged in what you're doing. So for me, it would be doing this series, doing live streams Monday through Friday, because that's the new thing that I'm doing. So I'll be sharing that. The second thing you can share is any tips. It could be any tips that is related to your audience. So if you do, hey, Mike, thanks for joining. So I'm going to use Pam as an example. She does hair products, natural hair products for Black women. She can do a quick tip on, I don't know, a morning routine to get your hair done in like 15 minutes. I don't know if that's a real thing, but she could do something like that. Or she can share different ways to use a hair moisturizer or the benefits of the hair moisturizer. So just share a quick tip that someone can use. What I like to do with my newsletter is share tips from other people. So I've already kind of talked about in that first section what I do and kind of a tip there, but then I would share like a biz tech tool that people could use, or some marketing tips, like an article that I found interesting and share with my audience that'd be beneficial for my audience. So you can make it really super simple like that. And then the bottom section, share testimonial. You can screenshot one of your reviews. You can screenshot one of your Google reviews. And if you don't have testimonials or reviews yet, put a little section there that says, hey, if you used my service or you've worked with me, we would love to get more ratings on Google, and give them a link. Make it easy for them. So think about that. And that's simple. That is a template. You don't have to overthink it. And that's something you can easily send out in your newsletter every week, or at the late minimum bi-weekly, because you want to stay in connection with your people. Now, I've read a lot with marketing that if you email your list every single day, you're more likely to get more sales because you're touching more people. I know the biggest fear about that is you don't want to be spamming people's inbox. So there's a way that you can do this without actually having to email them every single day. You can set up sales funnels in your email marketing software system, even in the free ones. I believe MailerLite and MailChimp are free email software marketing systems, but you can still set up automations there. So when someone opts in, so let's say there's two ways people can opt in. You can give them a freebie. A lot of retailers would say, hey, if you sign up for a newsletter now, you can get 10% off. You've probably seen those on those websites. A lot of service-based industry or online business owners are sharing like freebies, like free ebooks, charts, checklists. There's many ways that you can give a freebie to have people opt into your newsletter. There's a long list. You can even wrap up one of your videos and say, hey, this is one of my most popular videos. If you want free access to it, just, fill out this form, which is your name and email address, and then you would send them an email. But once you have people opt into your newsletter, you can set up an automation of email sequences of emails. You can have it set to every other day. You can have it set, the way I had my first one set up was they would get an immediate thank you and email with access to that freebie. And then I'll wait a couple of days and follow up and give them some tips. And then maybe a couple more days, and I would share like a video that was pertaining to that freebie opt-in. So in the very beginning, when I started this business, I was more of a business finance coach because my background was really accounting. I was sharing a lot of business finance tips. So I would share in this email sequence about case stories of bookkeeping clients that I had or current clients. And as you go along and progress with this email sequence or this email funnel, you want to tie in eventually by the third email, invite them to buy from you or invite them to a sales call. So if you are a retailer trying to sell something, Maybe if they bought something already, you can set up an email sequence tailored to products that are very similar or match that product. So you can boost sales as kind of upselling or cross-selling. Um, so there's ways. So if you have someone who particularly has, like for Pam, maybe someone has really dry hair and they bought the shampoo and conditioner. You can set it up in your email system. There's totally different ones, so I can't tell you the technical ways to do that unless we bring the actual tools in. But you can set it up and saying, oh, this person's buying a lot of products related to dry hair. So you can target that person and send them emails about tips on how to use your products, other tips on how to take care of dry hair, and then send them an email down the road about, hey, you might also love this moisturizer that you would use in your hair once a week. So think about that. And for services, so for example, when I was a business finance coach, I would have a lot of clients that had issues with keeping up with their books. So I would give them email tips. So you're not selling to them right away. And then eventually I would say, hey, I would share a horror story about business owners not watching their books. And then I would invite them to a consult call with me, to book a call with me to see if I could work with them. So doesn't have to be salesy every single email. You don't have to email every single day, but you can set up ways to always stay in connection with the email list. The biggest mindset behind emails is two fears. One, I don't know what to write about. Write about what you do. Write about tips that you're always finding. I know several of my clients and my audience, you're very good at what you do. You study the trends in the industry, share those things, share what you are learning. You don't have to be a consummate expert, but you have to be sharing what you know. People just value knowledge. They value it, and they'll see you as an expert as you're sharing that. So share that. You don't have to be all crazy. And then tie in, hey, book a call with me, or hey, you might like this product. So think about those things. So at bare minimum, email your list once a week with the newsletter. I've crafted my own template myself. You can craft your template, and you can literally, when you're ready for the next week, pull up that template. It's already like designed the way you want it, and you'll just fill in the information. So think about those things when you're doing your email list. It may seem daunting. I'm thinking about putting together a few ideas that you can write to your email list, but it's not that hard at all. Oh, and the second thing I forgot, the second fear is if you email your list too much, people will unsubscribe. I value your knowledge. Oh, thank you, Mike. People get too afraid to email their list too much. Here's the thing. People opted in to listen to you. They want to learn from you. And if you can provide a product or service that's going to be valued, they're going to buy from you. I had to overcome this fear in the past 6 months to a year. And the thing is, this is what I've learned. The email list that I'm on, regardless if they email every single day or once a week, the people that I'm really interested in, I read their emails every single day. So if people are going to unsubscribe from your list, don't get upset. Don't think about the numbers. Think about it as a blessing, because the people who are unsubscribing from your list are people who aren't going to buy from you or just not interested in your products or services at that time. That doesn't mean down the road you can't still capture them through your other outside marketing and driving them. But people who aren't on your list or don't want to be on your list are most likely not going to buy from you, and that's just a waste of your time. Hi, Out and About Beauty. Out and About Style Mag. So think about that when you're emailing your list. Don't worry about spamming them as long as you're actually providing value in your emails. Sometimes your emails can be as simple as, I should be emailing my list right now and giving them a heads up about my live streams every single day. Say, hey, I'm going to be talking about this topic so I can drive more traffic to talking about this and more value. Or I can email them after I do my live stream and send them a link, a replay link, so they can watch it. So it's as simple as that. Share what you're doing. Another thing that I've learned really hard is people love to know what's going on with you and the business. Be as transparent as you're comfortable with, but say, hey, we're having a tough time with sales because of COVID, but these are the things that we're doing to actually drive sales. What things are most important to you? Use it as opportunity to do market research as well. There's several different ways that you can email your list. You can email your list to sell. You can email your list to send some value, whether it's your content, video, blog post, any of that. And you can email your list for market research. Use that opportunity. And if you don't stay consistent with your email list, just like if you don't stay consistent on social media or you don't stay consistent in cultivating relationships with networking, they're going to fall apart and people aren't going to trust you and people aren't going to buy from you. So stay consistent. Don't get overwhelmed. Start off with every other week with just your newsletter, and then go to once a week. And then once you start learning how you want to sell and what to write in your emails, then you can set up your email automations. And that way you don't have to email every day. So when people opt in, they'll automatically get those emails. So start thinking about those things when it comes to email list. But the most important thing is you own your email list. No one can take that away from you. Yes, you're probably getting leads up in the DMs on Instagram, but what if Instagram shuts down tomorrow and doesn't come back? With Facebook, what if you get put in Facebook jail and you are just out for a week without being able to talk to people and barely able to post? I've had colleagues who've had their whole profile shut down for a week or two, and that's how they're driving leads and new customers. When you have your email list, you can just email them every single day or connect with them in that way. So that's just another way to also build your community if you don't have one already. So those are the big mistakes that I made with my email list. I wasn't very consistent with it because I didn't know what to write. It's not really that hard. Anything that you would post on social media or share your content, if you write blog posts, you can share that. You can do like a little excerpt and drive them to read your blog post. Do whatever you can to drive people to your email list and to your website because that's where you own it. And you're going to want those statistics, all that data that are going to your website so you know exactly what people are interested in looking for. So you can kind of tailor your marketing and your products and services to that as well. So we'll talk about that in another session. But if you guys have any questions about email lists, I do have in my Facebook group, The Lucrative Lounge, we do monthly trainings every single month. I have my friend Erica Hood Vincent. She is like sales master when it comes to email marketing. She dropped a free training in my group so you can learn a little bit more. She gives you all kinds of tips about how to utilize your email list. And you can pop in there and watch that among all the other trainings. It's all free. It's all cataloged in my group. You just have to join the group to check it out. Well, I am going to hop off since I don't have any questions. Hi, Manny, I'm about to hop off. But I am doing a 5-day challenge, Employee to CEO, where I actually walk you through in 5 days the mindset and the strategies you need to adjust to actually being a business owner. From either a hobbyist or you want to transition from your 9-to-5 to a full-time entrepreneur, I am going to teach you everything you need to know. There are a lot of coaches out there that says mindset is 80% everything. Yes, but it's not the only thing. You have to take action. So mindset work plus inspired action and business strategies are going to equal success. And I'm going to teach you all that in the 5-day challenge. You can join now at profitproject.co/E2C challenge. I put the link here. I pinned the comment here on Instagram, and it should be in the description here on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope. Please join. It's free. It's going to be live. I'm going to be doing a live video training Monday through Friday during the training, and I hope to see you all in there. You guys have a great day.